This month's divination is LIBANOMANCY, also known as Nantomancy or Levatomancy. With this form of divination, it involves incense, reading the smoke from incense. You can find this form of divination as well as other forms of divination in the Angel Lunar Planner Volume 2, or either you can download the PDF listed down below. I also have a playlist here for every monthly divination, so make sure that you do subscribe, like, and share this video. This form of divination involves the reading of the patterns and shapes and movement of smoke, the color, and the odor, or the incense smoke itself. This word is Greek in origin, and the Greek word for Libanos means frankincense, and pardon my pronunciation, and mantina, which means divination. In some traditions, the way how the ashes fall from the incense and even after the incense burn out can be used for additional insight. With this type of divination, is typically used with coal and having those loose incense burned on top of the coal. However, due to the widespread popularity of incense, you can use an incense stick, as I have used this form of divination with an incense stick, and I found it to be effective in this form of divination. If you have not checked out my incense collection video, you can do so by going to one of the playlists, or either the video will be linked down below. This can be a great form of divination if you're just getting into a practice. It can be a little more difficult when you're getting into more of the specifics of questioning and receiving answers from the smoke and reading ashes and getting more insight. There's not a lot of history on this form of divination, but some texts have been found dating back to 2000 to 1600 BC. This form of divination is widespread, spanning from Mesopotamia to Egypt to Greece, Europe, Rome. In the Bible, there's many scriptures supporting the usage of incense and burning incense, and also receiving messages in the Holy of Holies through smoke signals from burning incense. Moses is a popular character, especially in the Old Testament, and he would use incense on a daily basis as a smoke offering. The high priest would burn incense continually, especially on the Day of Atonement, where the incense could not be extinguished. They had to burn incense continually during that ceremony. In some accounts, it's notated that the temple would be filled with so much smoke that they would have to tie a rope around one high priest and to send them into the smoke-filled Holy of Holies, the inner ceremony area, and he would have to be dragged out in order for it to clean off the altar because it was filled with ashes from burning incense and burnt offerings continually. Smoke is very important, so much so in the biblical text that God, Yahweh, was also represented as a pillar of smoke that led the children of Israel throughout the wilderness. When using this form of divination, you have to make sure that your space is energetically cleansed. So saging your space before you start this practice is vital, as the atmosphere can affect the reading of the smoke. You also want to make sure you have no windows open, no doors open, no drafty cracks or areas open that can affect the movement of the smoke. Being that this is an introduction, I will just give some basic ways of how you can use this form of divination. You can always do your additional research, and it can become pretty complex. You can gain a lot of insight. However, just for basic yes and no answers, that is what I will cover in this next segment. Basically, if the smoke veers to the left, that means a no or something harmful. If the smoke veers off to the right, that means that is a yes, and it will be a favorable outcome. While you are watching the smoke, make sure that you do repeatedly ask your question. If you are using loose incense, there's a whole nother set of instructions and answers that you can receive when you are just sprinkling the incense. It's pretty much the same concept. If the incense go to the left, that is unfavorable. If it goes to the right, it's favorable. Upon research, I understand now that depending on what type of herb or spice that you're burning, that can also offer additional insight, being that it will put you in a different state of mind, in a different mood. And with these different burned or combination of oils, spices, and herbs, those are also linked to a different form of divination. Another way of how to get a yes or no answer is that if the smoke stream is consistent, straight up, burning consistently, smoke is a steady stream, that means a yes. If the smoke dissipates and it starts to break up, become choppy, and veers off to different sides, even can be burning inconsistently, and the smoke is irregular, that can mean no. You can use this same technique for if you want to test the energy in your space. Left means negative energy and right means good energy. Same for the clarity of smoke, and the consistency of smoke is good. If it's choppy or dark burning smoke, that means it's negative. This form of divination can be useful if you're looking to set up an altar space and you're not exactly sure if that would be a good location. You can utilize this form of divination to test the energy in that space before setting up your altar. This also can be paired with feng shui, and I did a video on geomancy, and you can check that video out if you want to learn more about where to locate spaces, and how geomancy can help with even chakras and even aligning your chakras, and it's a very useful bit of information in that video. I think this form of divination would also pair well with onomancy, which is dream divination. With the right combination of loose herbs or burning pre-made incense, that can help put you into a relaxed state. You can utilize the smoke for extra clarity and escape into the dream world and receive additional information and confirmations. Thank you guys so much for tuning in for this intro to Libanomancy, and I thank you so much for tuning in. Make sure that you do subscribe and share if you care to do so. Check out our sister channel, FD1111 Ministries. There I go over symbology and astral prophetic readings over there, as well as other little tidbits over there. If you have anything that you want to add to this video, make sure you do leave a comment down below, because we're all here to learn and grow. I am here to soak up as much information as possible, so I don't know it all, but I would love to learn what you have to offer. Until next time, you guys, this is Minister Ashley, and I'll talk to you guys later. Peace.